Think about the last time you were in a room full of people and still felt completely alone. You were there. You smiled. You nodded. You said the right things. But inside, nothing connected. And the worst part? You don't know why. Psychology has an answer, and it's not what you think. The loneliness you feel isn't a flaw. It's a frequency problem. You're broadcasting on a channel most people can't receive. Today, we're going to break down exactly why highly intelligent people experience a deeper, more persistent form of loneliness and what it actually means about you. Most people think loneliness means having no friends. Wrong. You can have a full social life and still feel profoundly alone. Psychologists distinguish between social loneliness, lack of contacts, and existential loneliness, the feeling that no one truly sees you. High IQ individuals almost never suffer from the first kind. They suffer from the second, constantly. And neuroscience explains exactly why. Here are 7 reasons why intelligent people feel lonely and what's really going on beneath the surface. Number 1, the communication gap. You've probably had this experience. You're explaining something you find fascinating, and you watch the other person's eyes go blank. Not because they're stupid, because your brain processes connections that others simply don't see yet. Psychologists call this cognitive asynchrony, when 2 people operate at different speeds of abstraction. You're thinking in systems. They're thinking in events. You're connecting dots from 3 different conversations. They're still on the first one. From the outside, you seem distant or arrogant. From the inside, you're exhausted from constantly translating yourself. Number 2, the high standards trap. Intelligent people don't just want company. They want depth. They want conversations that go somewhere real, connections that feel genuine, friendships that can handle honesty. Psychologists call this need for cognitive intimacy a deep-wire requirement for intellectually and emotionally meaningful exchange. Most casual social interaction doesn't come close. So instead of settling for surface-level connection, smart people withdraw. From the outside, they seem antisocial or cold. From the inside, they're protecting themselves from the exhaustion of pretending shallow is enough. Number 3, the mask effect. Here's something almost no one talks about. Many highly intelligent people become expert social performers. They learn exactly what to say, when to laugh, how to seem relatable. Psychologists call this social masking, a learned behavior where high-functioning individuals suppress their authentic selves to fit in. It works. People like them. They get invited. They seem fine. But every masked interaction deepens a loneliness, because the person being accepted isn't really them. From the outside, popular, social, put together. From the inside, invisible. Number 4, the existential weight. Smart people think about things most people actively avoid. Death, meaning, the randomness of existence, whether any of this matters. Psychologists call this existential intelligence, the capacity to sit with large, uncomfortable questions without flinching. The problem, most people don't want to go there. Bring up mortality at a dinner party and watch the room shift. So intelligent people learn to carry these thoughts alone. That weight, unshared, unacknowledged, becomes a form of chronic loneliness that has nothing to do with how many people are in the room. Number 5, the childhood pattern. This one goes deep. Many highly intelligent people felt different from a very young age. Too intense for their peers. Too sensitive for the adults around them. Always slightly out of sync. Psychologists call this early social displacement, when a child's developmental pace creates a persistent sense of not belonging. The brain remembers. Even decades later, the nervous system holds a baseline expectation. I will not fully fit here. That pattern doesn't disappear with age. It becomes a lens through which every social situation is filtered. From the outside, someone who keeps people at a distance. From the inside, someone who learned early that closeness comes at the cost of being misunderstood. Number 6, the empathy paradox. Here's the contradiction that breaks most intelligent people. They feel everything deeply. They read rooms instantly. They understand people almost too well, and yet they feel unseen. Psychologists call this the empathy asymmetry. High-functioning individuals who get profound emotional attunement but rarely receive it back at the same level. You always know how others feel. Almost no one knows how you feel. You hold space for everyone's complexity. Almost no one holds space for yours. That imbalance, sustained over years, creates a specific kind of loneliness that is perhaps the most painful of all. Number 7, the independence illusion. And finally, the trap that intelligent people set for themselves. Because they can process complexity alone. Because they can self-soothe, self-analyze, self-improve, they convince themselves they don't need others. Psychologists call this self-sufficiency as defense, using capability as a wall against vulnerability. The logic is airtight. I can handle this alone. So I will. But humans are not built for isolation, regardless of IQ. What looks like independence is often a highly sophisticated form of self-protection. And the cost is a life that is impressive on the outside and deeply quiet on the inside. The truth, let's bring it all together. You don't feel lonely because something is wrong with you. You feel lonely because you require something rare. Real presence, real depth, real honesty. And that is genuinely hard to find. But here's the insight that changes everything. The loneliness you feel is not evidence that you are too much. It's evidence that you haven't yet found your frequency. The people who can meet you where you are, they exist, but they won't find you if you keep the mask on. The most courageous thing an intelligent person can do is stop performing and start being visible. Not to everyone, just to the right ones. If this video describes something you felt but never had words for, that's exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe to Wired Differently, not for motivation, not for hacks, but to finally understand the mind you've been living inside your whole life. New video every week. Because the right words about yourself change everything. Your frequency is not too high. You just haven't found your signal yet. Understand yourself. Understand everyone.